All right, today we are talking about your personality affecting your sexual behavior in the bedroom. Yep, your personality, how you are, how you just approach yourself to the world or show yourself to the world really is a personality trait or personality. Studies show that your personality really is reflected in the bedroom. So let's define personality. Personality is a consistent affect. It's like, again, what you show the world, your emotions, your desires, your feelings, your mood, your attachment. That is all connected to how you think and how you behave. You actually have had this with you and develop it with time. So it's a consistent approach or a consistent uh, demonstration of who you are emotionally, connected to how you think and how you behave. So they're all going back and forth. But you are now presenting this to the world, and we're seeing that as your personality. And we can see it's stable, it crosses all situations and time, right? So you'll find that as you develop, as you grow older, it can develop with you. It can change a little bit depending on how you think and how you decide to approach your life. So again, your personality is something that is sort of innate, but can be manipulated based on how you think and educate yourself. That is your personality. And I'm saying that you have to know what type of personality you have so that you sort of know who you should be with and who you shouldn't be with when you are choosing your partner for life or your partner in general. Even your friends and colleagues, you want to sort of know who you are dealing with because your personality might clash with their personality. So, my point today is first of all, for you to know in your relationships, what sort of person are you in the relationship, and what sort of person have you chosen for your relationship? What is their personality? What is your personality? Do you guys match? Are you guys going to have a great time in the bedroom or not? All right, so I have some studies, and the study I have right now is talking about five factor model, right? So five traits, personality traits, and they're calling it the five factor model, where we're going to sort of take a peek into the different types of personality traits that you can have. All right, so they got five. There are more, but we're going to focus on the five. And studies show that with this personality trait, we can predict what you're going to do, what you're doing in the bedroom. And I know that that sounds sort of far fetched, but at the same time, I know you can connect with me and understand that these traits really can connect to certain, not guaranteed, but sometimes can identify certain ways you're going to behave in the bedroom. So it's not, etched in stone, but this really is a great way to take a look at yourself and see, which one am I? And do I do that in the bedroom? Okay, so here we go. Neuroticism. In neuroticism, you see a lot of anxiety, anger, depression, self consciousness, vulnerability, and immoderation. Immoderation is the opposite to moderation. So, the immoderation would be more like not doing things in control. You're sort of out of control. So, you'll find that when you're neurotic, you overdo it. You don't want to really be immoderate, but neuroticism people that have neuroticism or are neurotics really have anxiety, anger, depression, self-consciousness, and they're vulnerable, but they tend to do things in a wild way. And when I say wild, I don't mean wild like woohoo, fun wild. I mean sort of unpredictable because they're a little bit neurotic. So that is one type of personality trait that I want to talk to you in the end and let you know what sort of behavior in the bedroom that you're going to find with this type of personality trait. Agreeableness. You can identify some people that are agreeable, always saying yes, right? We have trust. They trust a lot. Morality. they're very moral. Altruism, they're very good, they always want to help. Cooperation, again, very, very caring and helpful. Modesty, they're very modest, they don't stand out in the crowd, they're just very calm and cool, they give you that comfortable feeling. Sympathy, they're very sympathetic, they're empathic, they tend to be very nice to you, right? Agreeableness. Openness, they are creatives, right? They have the imagination going. They're very artistic. They're emotional. They're adventurous. They have a great intellect. They're very, very smart. And they're liberal. They see life as, hey, take it easy, live and let live, right? That's the openness personality trait. Extroversion, friendliness, gregarious, assertive. Remember that word assertive? Active, excitement, cheerful. So these are the guys that are out there having fun, the life of the party, and they really love to just enjoy themselves and have a great time. That's the extrovert. Then the conscientious person is more of the efficacy or self controls person that has a lot of efficiency going for him. So self-efficacy going, orderliness, they tend to be very much wanting things in order. Dutifulness, they're very, again, on point, never late, I'm sure. Achievements, they like to achieve, like to be in control, they like to have tasks and they're in charge of it and they win and they are successful and they complete those tasks efficiently, right? They're very organized, self-disciplined, and cautious. So that is the conscientious person, and you'll find that they are very much in control. All right. So I wanted you to see these 5 traits, personality traits. Where do you fall? All right. So I'm going to give you a little heads up. Number 1, the neuroticism and the agreeableness. Women have this way more than guys. Okay, so we women tend to be more neurotic and tend to be agreeable. Now that makes sense, being agreeable, right? We're sort of the caretaker or the person that is supposed to be keeping the calm. The neurotic aspect or personality is a little bit of surprise because we're really supposed to be more, again, stable and calm. But you find that a lot of women tend to get anxious, and I think it's a hormonal or a chemical imbalance. But you'll find, again, that they're very uh, anxious. So we want to sort of know that people that are neurotic tend to be unhappy in the bedroom, not satisfied in the bedroom, right? So we're talking about probably more women, right? So dissatisfied with sex. And, they're sort of not having a lot of emotion. They're sort of caught up in themselves and they're trying to do things that are sort of haphazard and all over the place. So you'll find that they are actually having issues with sexual dysfunction. Okay, so the orgasm is tough to reach for the neurotics. Okay, if you're neurotic, we want to get some help and see whether we can improve that and take away that, again, anxiety, anger, depression, so that we can get more happiness in the home and in the bedroom. Okay. The agreeableness also, they tend to be more strict and not aggressive in the bedroom. So they're more, okay, whatever you want, and they don't make demands, right? They're sort of whatever pleases you. And that is something I don't want either. I want you to be able to come out, and remember what we talked about? I want you to be able to say what you want in the bedroom. So please, let's work on this. I mean, if you have a little bit of it, okay, but not too much of it, okay? Openness, again, more liberal. They tend to accept everyone. Well, just be who you are, do what you want to do in life. They're the artists, and they really tend to be in the bedroom, again, very creative in the bedroom and free in the bedroom. And this is a good example of someone that in the bedroom is probably having one of the best orgasms, right? You can imagine that. All right, because again, they can focus and they can go into the zone and get into that emotional state and sensitivity state where they're going to have that orgasm. So you can imagine they're going to have great orgasm. So that's a great place to be in terms of personality. Extroversion, friendly, gregarious. These are the guys that are, again, the life of the party. they're probably going to be risky. They're going to take risks in the bedroom, right? And they're going to really be out there sometimes getting themselves into trouble sexually. So beware, extroverts, don't overdo it. Be safe, get the consent always. Talk, communicate, and remember that you can introduce new toys, right, which we talked about, but be careful, get the safe word, and make sure that you know that you're with someone that also is on the same page with you. The conscientious person, you know, is going to be very organized, going to frown upon infidelity, doesn't want anyone to be crossing lines or looking at anybody else. You probably have to dress a certain way. They're very, very organized and probably, I'm not going to say strict, but they're probably less bendable in terms of, like, if you want to introduce new things in the bedroom, they might say, what for? So, what am I bringing this up for? It's so that you'll have an idea of what you are personally or who you are with in your relationship sexually. And then you can sort of try, and if you need help, again, get some help, get a psychiatrist or sex therapist, and you can probably try and curtail or control or at least mute some of these traits that are interfering with you sexually. So I don't want you thinking that there's a better one or a worse one. No, I'm saying these are what you're finding when you have these traits in the bedroom. We need to modify it so that you're going to be happy with your partner in the bedroom, guys and gals. Very important that you do that, guys and gals. So just take note that women tend to be higher in the neurotic and the agreeable part, but we're really higher in all of them, right? Surprisingly. Guys tend to be higher in the excitement phase. And again, that's just one description of the trait. And they're not even giving us any higher version here. So we're higher in all of them, but not by much with the extroversion, the openness, and the conscientiousness. We're not that much higher, but we are much higher in the neurotic and the agreeable personality traits. We are much more commonly neurotic and agreeable. Okay, that makes sense. But with guys, they like the excitement and they like the intellect, right? So the intellect, the men like too. But again, we tend, as women, to be more of these 5-factor models, personality traits, which means we women have a lot of work to do to try and curtail and keep them to a minimum if it's interfering with the relationship or with your orgasm. So I wanted to talk to you about that. Also, want to go into some sexual behaviors next week, and I want to do another questionnaire. Yeah, a personality questionnaire. There are some personality questionnaires out there that would be awesome for you to know about and for you to take. They are pretty intensive, and sometimes you've got to go and spend some money on not only doing the test, but getting it interpreted by someone, a professional. So take this very seriously. You want to know your personality so you can improve your personality, right, over time. And you want to know it because you want your partner also to be aware you're improving yourself, and you want to be aware of what sort of partner you have in terms of personality and make sure that you guys are compatible, at least getting to a point where you guys can be happier, not only in your relationship, but in the bedroom. Okay, guys? All right. Have a great weekend. See you next week. Bye.